Yo, what's up, guys? In today's video, I have a bunch of Chicago Bulls news, rumors, and updates. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how the Bulls did stand pat at yesterday's NBA trade deadline. I'm going to be giving my opinion on that, and also giving my opinion and recapping Arturas talking post the trade deadline, giving his opinion and talking about why the Bulls stand pat and just the future of the Chicago Bulls and how he does expect and plan to be active on the buyout market. But nonetheless, before I jump into today's video, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Also, leave a quick like below today's video. It takes a second and it helps me out a lot. And leave some comments and questions below today's video about the Bulls choosing to stand pat at the deadline, and if you guys want the Bulls to be active on the buyout market, and who you guys believe the Bulls should target and sign. But nonetheless, let's just jump right into today's video because I saw this tweet on Twitter, and let me just throw this up on the screen. 28 of the 30 NBA teams have made an in-season trade. The Chicago Bulls were one of the two teams that did not. The other team were the Cavs. I mean, the Cavs just made a huge trade for Donovan Mitchell this past offseason, so I think that's a pretty solid reason why they don't have many trade assets, and they're playing pretty well this season. The Chicago Bulls are a complete joke. You can blame Arturas, Mark Eversley, the higher-ups, which I do believe they're the main problem, but at the end of the day, the Chicago Bulls did nothing at the trade deadline, and they also did nothing at last year's trade deadline, and let's be realistic, they basically did nothing last offseason, choosing not to use their mid-level exception because they didn't want to go over the tax, and they only signed 2 minimum contracts last year in Dragic and Drummond, and let's be honest, those pickups and signings haven't been the best. And now the Chicago Bulls also did nothing at this year's trade deadline, and I know Bulls fans all over Twitter and Facebook were not happy with this. Definitely leave your thoughts below today's video about the Bulls standing pat. I mean, I made a video just a few days ago talking about how the Chicago Bulls were expected to stand pat, so this doesn't surprise me, and I told everyone I talked to all week long, in any comment I said the Bulls are going to stand pat and do nothing, but it still bothers me, it still upsets me, and I don't know what to say. Leave some comments below today's video. But a few hours after the trade deadline, Arturas did come out and talk to the media, and he did report saying that the Bulls were pretty active at the trade deadline. It just seemed like there weren't any deals to make to improve this team, and I don't understand how he can come out and flat out say that. I mean, I know this was a buyer's market, so a lot of NBA teams weren't selling, but there was 28 out of 30 NBA teams made a trade. There was multiple 3-team deals, and the Bulls couldn't at least add a shooter or anything at this trade deadline. I'm just very upset. I know this might be the heat of the moment, but I'm just not happy. And after that, Arturas did say, like I just did say, there were so many buyers at the market. We tried to improve our team, but at what cost? That price was not okay with us. The next stage for the Bulls front office is to watch this team for the next 28 games and go from there. Arturas also did state many times that he does plan to really, I'd say, look at these next 28 games and fix the problem in this offseason, and that the main issue this season was just consistency. The Bulls are going on a 3-game win streak, and then they come out flat and then lose 3 or 4 in a row, and that's a big issue that I just don't know how you can get behind and say, yeah, let's continue to roll with this roster, not make any moves. Arturas also did express confidence in the Bulls' ability to re-sign Vooch, and he did say he wants him back. I think that's kind of clear with the Bulls not trading Vooch. You just can't lose this man for nothing, but in free agency, Vooch can still sign anywhere else. Another team can offer more money than the Bulls want to offer, and we know the Bulls aren't going to go over the luxury tax for this team. The Bulls are playing with some fire. I do expect the Bulls to be able to re-sign Vooch because I feel like they need to, and they have to value Vooch more than any other team, given the state of the Bulls currently and how many trade assets and draft picks they did give up for Vooch. And I also did see this tweet on Twitter, and it did say that the Raptors and Bulls, they didn't blow up their teams because given that Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant did get traded to the West, they thought the East got worse and talent is shifting to the West, so they thought they had a better chance of competing and winning. I mean, I guess that does make sense, and Arturas did comment on that whole situation, tweet, and rumor, and he did say the Bulls tried to get in a lot of deals, but he still has confidence in this group, especially with some talent like Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant shifting to the Western Conference, and I understand that completely, but just because I'd say talent leaves the Eastern Conference, and I'd say every Eastern Conference team other than the Bulls pretty much got better at the trade deadline, doesn't mean that the Bulls should do nothing. At the end of the day, the best teams in the Eastern Conference were making trades, still trying to improve their roster, like the Bucks. How are the Bulls, who are currently the 9th/10th seed, happy with what they've seen this season and do nothing? I just don't understand. Now, after that, Arturas did say the Bulls will look at the buyout market. I do plan to talk about a few players here shortly about about that, and that doesn't surprise me. But the Bulls are pretty much right around the luxury tax, and I just don't see the Bulls going over it for a buyout edition. So definitely leave some comments below today's video talking about the Bulls standing pat, and Arturis talking about why the Bulls did stand pat and the future plans with the Bulls. And obviously there was some rumors that came out just the other day about how the Bulls could be interested in signing Russell Westbrook if he does get bought out from the Jazz. And let's just first off say this: if the Bulls even want to be active on the buyout market, they have to waive someone now. The Bulls could have worked on an uneven trade at the trade deadline to have an open slot, but given that they didn't make any moves, they will now have to waive a player to sign a free agent or a buyout candidate. And like I just did say, Russell Westbrook is obviously the biggest name that's expected to get bought out from the Jazz. There has been some rumors linking him to the Bulls, but I think it's obvious the Clippers are really interested in him. He doesn't have to move. You know, he obviously was playing for the Lakers. I just feel like it's obvious for him to go to the Clippers. I saw Paul George was recruiting him. At this point, I would take him. I don't know how much he would help this team. I mean, he did play pretty well off the Lakers bench. I mean, he still was averaging almost 8 assists off the bench. I just really expect him to go to the Clippers. Now, same with John Wall. I can't believe he got traded back to the Houston Rockets, but I'll definitely take him. I mean, in 34 games for the Clippers this season, he has been averaging 11 points and 5 assists. He would definitely help out the Bulls' point of attack. He's a good playmaker, good passer. I would take John Wall, but let's be real. If any of these buyout candidates actually get bought out, why would they want to come to the Bulls? Most buyout candidates want to go to a true contender and not a 9th seed / 10th seed in the Eastern Conference. I'd honestly take any of these players with open arms. And same with Reggie Jackson. I mean, he is 32 years old. Pretty much all these point guards are getting up there in age. But at the end of the day, there were some rumors around the trade deadline about how the Bulls wanted to add a point guard, so Reggie Jackson would be another solid option. Same with Patrick Beverley. I mean, I saw there was some rumors about him possibly signing with the Timberwolves. Same with George Hill. You know, he is 36 years old, though, and obviously the Pacers really don't have room for him on a roster full of young players. I saw Serge Ibaka is also getting cut. Same with Danny Green, Justin Holiday, Nerlens Noel, and Terrence Ross. Out of all these players, I would love to get a point guard or Terrence Ross. I mean, Ross is a good three-point shooter, obviously a very athletic wing. I don't know. Who knows if the Bulls will even have enough money to be even competitive with other contending teams trying to sign buyout players. I'd really take Terrence Ross, Justin Holiday, Danny Green. You know, those are all good three-point shooters. I really don't believe the Bulls need, I'd say, Ibaka or a big man, given that they kept Drummond. I'm interested in Westbrook. I don't know his fit, and at this point, I really don't care about the fit. This team needs an upgrade and needs to make a move. But nonetheless, definitely leave some comments and questions below today's video about the Bulls standing pat and about how the Bulls are expected to be active and aggressive on the buyout market. But nonetheless, thank you guys for all the love on the channel in the past few videos. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Have a good one.